Well, hello everyone. It is Wednesday, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock Wednesday. Actually, by my watch, it's 9:53. So right on time. So right off the bat. Oh, let's see. KBO Leather. Let's see. And Ben Corbeil, happy Canada Day, our friendly neighbors to the north. I hope it's a good day for you. I certainly do. Emma, Zambia. I am honored you would take the time. Thank you very much. I would love to see your entire continent. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to do my best to keep up. But what I did last week, so Miriam in our marketing department sends me all the comments so I can kind of make sure I do my homework for next week. Look at all the comments from last week. First off, thank you so much. The second point is I feel terrible because I can't respond to everyone. I wish that I could meet and speak with every person in person that sends in a comment, y'all. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to at least read off a number of these. Thunderous night. My day just got way better after seeing this alert. That makes my whole day. Thank you, everyone. We should have a good talk today. We're gonna step away from it. Step away from it for a minute. Talk some leather. Laugh a little bit because we mistake of the week. I win again. But if you got a good mistake from last week, please put it in there because I need some help on these. I'm kind of carrying that one by myself, but I make enough mistakes to carry that. So don't feel pressured. Okay, but anyway, Rubber Dinosaur. Hope you're well, mate, as well. Thank you very much. Let's see. Perk in London. Very cool. Old world, man. Love to see London. Let's see. Nova Scotia. David. Very cool. Denise, North Dakota. Oh, I bet your weather's pretty right now. I think. I haven't looked, but it looks like the Northwest got some snow over the last couple of days. Here it is in July. Um, let's see, Chuck. We understand Thunderous Night. We understand the amount of comments, and we appreciate the effort to read all of them. Bless your heart, man. I do read all of them. Absolutely do. I've been through every page. Trying to make notes. I've got some that are a question, some that are, to say hello. Adam Rasmussen. Hello from Texas. Right back to you, man. Thunderous Night. My day just got better. Read that one. Always makes my day. And so we're not going to take all the time going through every one of these, but Valdemar, Brazil, Vicky Boyles, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to make videos for people that in turn comment and say we love your videos. That makes the whole thing worthwhile. Dan B, hey, right back to you. Poria from Iran, thank you for the happy Father's Day. I certainly appreciate that. Ben Corbeil, neighbor from the north, hey, right back to you. And Mark Edwards, UK, thank you so much, everybody, everyone. And Justin, let's see, Justin Gray, Oklahoma, very cool. And of course, I've got to mention Alessandro Vincente, Brazil. Hey, right back to you. Thank you for all these great comments and questions. We're gonna laugh a little bit because craft or fail of the week. We're gonna change the name of that. So it was mistake of the week, blah blah, tedious and boring. How about we go with craft or fail of the week? That sounds so much better. So I actually have two. I just discovered one. Yeah, okay. So anyway, let's see. German Zapata, New Mexico, very cool. Bob, let's see, Bob Haney, very cool. Y'all, Stephen, California, very nice. It is a pleasure to have you here. I hope it's a good hour or more today because yeah, we'll start rolling and talking and something I noticed last week too. We've talked about this, but we've got a lot of folks chiming in with good answers. Thank you for the help on that one. Sometimes I just don't know on some of these. Sometimes we get some pretty obscure questions, and the bone glue that's going to come up again. I've been pulling my hair out on that one. We've got another. I don't have any information on that yet. I've asked 5, maybe 6 people, old schoolers. Yeah, I'm going to put that on the back burner, but I'm going to keep on working on that. Okay, Birmingham, Shakib, very cool. Thank you again. I am absolutely honored at everyone. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so this week's theme, it kind of all meshes together. A fail and maybe not a fail. product of the week. But anyway, so we're going to talk about edge lacing a little bit. I love it. It is beautiful. I don't do much edge lacing. In fact, I haven't done much in years and years. So making a bag for my mom. Her birthday is coming up this weekend. So I'm going to make a purse for her. And so I decided, my wife said, hey, why don't you do some beautiful edge lacing across the throat, both on gussets and main body? And I thought, wow, that's really a pretty idea. Yeah, then I started and figured out it takes like 10 minutes per inch to do this. I'm doing just the Mexican basket weave, which is one of my absolute favorites. Let's see, there we go. So yeah, so I love to add this as a decoration. Looks good. It's very easy to do. We can change up our colors with our deer lace. That's our product of the week. Love it. So I always have wanted to do edge lacing with the same thing. Give that a really nice basket weave look. So I started out on this, and let's see, each main body piece is 13 inches, 13 and a half. So that's 27 inches, and then the gussets are 6-inch each. So 33 inches of edge lacing took me almost 3 hours. Oh, okay. Love it. It's beautiful. So what I might do now is just maybe restrict that. Got another holster in the works, which is another fail, and we'll talk about this, really. So I'm just going to do small areas of edge lacing. That may cure the problem. A belt? I can't imagine how long it would take to do a belt. And two, with your edge lacing, when you're running here's the first problem. So I need, with the deer lace, since it stretches, I think I do 8 times the length. So 104 inches of length of lace. So the time is spent pulling it out, running my hand down the whole 8 and 7.5 feet. And of course that does shrink. Luckily, you do get faster, but you have to run your hand down the whole length, braid that once, go through a hole, braid it. So you end up, I think per hole, you do that 4 times. Wow, did that take a lot of time. Oh, it's gorgeous. So anyway, the point of this is, first off, product of the week, deer lace. I am amazed. I did not have a single break. In fact, if you've ever done edge lacing, when you run your hand, if you don't think about it, when you cut your piece off and you start lacing, then you run your hand down every inch, repeatedly. I found a blemish. I found a weak spot that was, who knows from what, a blemish or a range mark. Oh, I was just keeping my fingers crossed and praying that piece wouldn't give out, because I haven't done enough edge lacing to where I'm comfortable with it, particularly with my starts and stops. And we'll come back around to that. But I was just praying, because I don't know I can figure it out in another 5 hours. I can figure out how to restart that and keep my pattern going. Oh, I was just praying that wasn't going to break, and it didn't. The deer lace was amazing. But the other point there is using the smallest permalock. My permalock, no kidding, 33 inches of edge lacing, did not release from that lace one time. I was amazed at both the lace and the permalocks. So if you're going to go edge lacing, the deer is beautiful. It's going to stretch some. Typically we do, like with this piece, we'll use the top grade or the calf lace for that, or the kangaroo. It's expensive, but it's the best lace ever. Exceptionally strong. In fact, the hawkers, the folks that keep the hawks, they use a lot of that for the pieces and parts that go with the hawk. I can't remember what they're called now. They've got the hood and then the laces. I can't remember what they're called, but also the whip makers start with a 32 strand. 32, work that down to, let's see, 16, 8, and 4. Okay. If you do a lot of edge lacing, man, I am honored to say hello to you, because that was a lesson in tediousness. I thought hand sewing was slow. Oh, man. But anyway, it is absolutely gorgeous. So I might stick with small projects there. And maybe, if I'm going to do edge lacing like the holster, maybe just, do smaller pieces at a time. Because that actually, my mom's birthday is Friday. Yeah, right. I started this project in June, and then I set it aside. Oh, I'll get to that. I got plenty of time. Yeah, okay, the Monday before her birthday, I jumped back on this thing. Could have knocked it out without the edge lacing already be done, but that cost me a whole evening. So now I've got to do all my sewing tonight, finish out tomorrow night, should have it ready for Friday. But yeah, so everybody that's done that, raise your hand. I hope I'm not alone there. push it off, push it off, push it off. But anyway, so edge lacing, love it, but it is very tedious. But we've got two great products that will absolutely help on that. So okay, let's see. We might come back around to that because I've got some of the deer over here to show you. It's some beautiful colors. In fact, let's see if I can find the piece. Yeah, here we go. This is a piece of the turquoise. And is that not just beautiful? I love the Mexican basket. We've used it on a lot of projects. But we'll come back to that if I remember. Yeah. So, and Howling Mad Murdoch, always good. Always good. Let's see, Digital Gorilla. Oh, man. Jess's. That's it, Jess's. Clyde 8 Drive. Thank you for that. Yay, that's exactly right. But yeah, so the kangaroo lace. Boy, is it expensive. Best lace ever. And looks good too. Extremely strong. Sean Bell, howdy, right back to you. Very cool. Guns and Diesel 419. Bless your heart for saying so. That means more than you know. I don't know if they're hard to do. They're just it's a lot of planning because I want to try to make sure it's all good information and everything falls into a pattern. In fact, that's another fail this week. Actually, you know what? I can come up with 3 on my holster pattern for this holster. Yeah, I've got the cutout for the tooling design. I actually started writing down the process. If you can see that, writing down the process on the back. You notice I had to scratch it out and back up because, yeah, okay, we'll come back around to mistake of the week. But anyway, also too, and this is funny because I'm gonna have to apologize here. We've gotten a couple emails and comments from folks that say, "Hey, my wife or husband, I've been watching your videos and my wife or my husband, they're really getting tired of me, or tired of hearing me say, 'Ooh, nice,' or 'spot on,' 'Ooh, professional.'" Yeah, so to the spouses of the leather crafters, I do apologize for that. So spot on, professional. But yeah, it is what it is. Also, so let's see. One point, we're a little behind on inventory. So I want to apologize for each and every one of us at Weaver. We are working hard. We kind of held back going into this whole thing, which well, who would have known, right? Who would have known? But thank you for the business because we're slammed. Bless your heart for that. And I hope you're getting some great product. I love everything Weaver carries. Our leathers are just gorgeous. In fact, this holster is made with a Weaver Select. In fact, on that, I used for the black holster we've looked at, I used the single shoulders, our basic single shoulder. Very affordable. And it looks good. It looks very good. I love the tooling. But when I jumped over to the Weaver Select, literally a world of difference. The tooling, my skills did not increase, but the quality of the leather I was working on increased. So therefore, my work actually is noticeably better. I enjoyed it more. I had a better time doing the tooling because your bevel, it just sinks in so nicely. Your swivel cut just parts that top grain so beautifully. The background, I mean, you can almost set your backgrounder on it and it'll take the design. So, yeah, no, a sales pitch, Weaver Select. Wow, what a great leather. But anyway, we're working hard at Weaver. We're working hard to get the inventory in and back up to where we were. The problem is it's kind of like turning a cruise ship. Yeah, they don't really turn on a dime, but we're on it. We're working hard. And if we've got some back orders for you, every one of us at Weaver, we apologize, but we're on it. We're working hard. Absolutely working hard to take care of everybody. Let's see. Okay. Homework. Well, the bone glue, we talked about that. I'm struggling there. If anybody, I think I asked last week and didn't see any answers. If somebody's got a good brand or a source, that would be a big help to me. I'd like to give that a try and I'd like to report back to you. And I feel terrible now that 2 weeks have gone by and I've got no answer for you on the homework. That doesn't bode well. Excuse me. So working on bone glue. Also working on 2 leather elements. One, just finished one on the cuts of leather. So I hope there seems to be a lot of mystery, and I'm the same way, like with backs and bends, double backs, double bends. Kind of was never really sure exactly what these are. So I've got a video on that coming out, and I think that's coming out this Friday. Hopefully that'll dispel the mystery. I kind of break it down into cuts that are more common to us crafters. So hopefully that'll be a big help. trying to do, I really want to do one on the edge lacing because this is a very simple edge lace, but it's beautiful. It looks really good, really dresses up our edge. Okay, here's one of my crafter fails of the week. Did it on Friday and it came out beautifully. On Monday, I couldn't remember how I did it. Literally could not remember the pattern. So after about 2 days of messing with it, a lot of frustration, I got it back. The only thing is, the two things that I need to know most is I want to be able to split in the middle and work out. So therefore we're dealing with less lace. Actually, I think only 25% if we've got two coming out both sides. I think that's right. And my start and finish, like on our flat Mexican basket weave, we've got this beautiful clean square finish as opposed to this, right? Well, right now, this is where I am on my edge lacing, but I'm going to try to work hard. I'm supposed to shoot that tomorrow. So I'm going to do my best. Excuse me. I took a mint, to try to help my voice because talking for a straight hour, that's hard to do. But please excuse me. So anyway, I'm working on a video for that, but also stamps, combining stamps, because we never really think about this. There are so many cool ways we can take our stamping tools and combine those with other stamps to make unbelievable designs. In fact, there's one that just comes out of left field, and I'll include that in there as well. So working hard on that one as well. Let's see. Okay, notes from the boss. Master Tools on sale this week. So if you go to the website, we've got a link there that's going to take you straight to, let's see, it's a promo code Fireworks, limited time. But I've been through this and I love the Master Tools. That's our own line and they are beautiful. Got some great tools in there, very high quality. I use most of the Master Tools, round, oblong, and end in all of our videos. Very sharp, very well-made tools. A lot of the oblongs out there, the cheaper oblongs, they're actually a bend with the handle is welded onto it. And I've had 2 or 3 of those handles break. And I think I actually had one bend on me. Master Tools, no issue. They are well made and they are beautiful tools, but also like the Little Wonder. So we've got a great sale there going on. If you want to pick up some good tools or a piece of equipment, good time to do that. Also, Decorative Beads. Finally, I mentioned those week before last. Decorative Beads are in. They're great. They're on the website, so look for those. Love them. I didn't think to grab a pack, but we looked at those. Some gorgeous designs, a rose and a Celtic knot. Love them because beads, good metal beads with a wide mouth, 5mm. Those are really hard to find. You can stumble onto them at a craft show or craft store once in a while, but those are really hard to find. Okay, so notes from the boss. Let's see. All right. So product of the week, the deer lace. And really, because I just did a bunch of lacing with this, and I was so happy with it. But some of these colors, this is our 1/8 inch, which I love. If we do a 1/4 inch spread on our holes, that is a good tight. Let's see. Okay, there's another piece from the purse. So that's with the chocolate brown deer lace for the edge lacing. Well, doesn't that look good? Well, so anyway, I laced that entire piece and loved it. But the cool thing is we've got, I don't know if the camera's going to pick up how beautiful some of these colors are, but the purple and turquoise. In fact, there's our turquoise. And I think seafoam, maybe seafoam, yellow. We've got some gold, cream, chocolate, red, black. Anyway, they're gorgeous. And you know what? They work. I love them. Did not have a single problem with the deer lace. Now it's going to stretch as we do our lacing. It's going to stretch, but all told, left end to right end, 13 inches. I honestly can't tell any difference in the width of the lace. So, product of the week, deer lace, love it. And you know what? As a rider onto that, the Permalock needles. We've talked about those, but wow, that smallest, that jammed for me. Like I said, that Permalock did not come off of my lace one time. For that kind of lacing, that's crazy. So yeah, we'll just tack that on as a product of the week because once I'm live, boss can't say anything, right? So we're free to move about the cabin here. So let's see. Okay. I started talking and didn't start looking over here. Let's see. Tony needs hobbies. That's let's see. Guitar strap. We do have a video on a guitar strap. So yeah, YouTube search that one. London Jacks. Glad you think so. Very glad you think so. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Tim. Let's see. Guns and Diesel 49. Yeah, Master Tools, Edge Bevelers. They're spot on. Very cool. I'm glad to hear that. Glad you think so. They're well made. It's got a comfortable handle, but it's a solid shank. You know, some of the cheaper ones have either just a tube where you can tell it's just been cut in, and they're okay. You know what? They'll work. But yeah, when you jump up to the Master Tools, boy, they're well made tools. And you know what? You'll buy those tools once, and no kidding. Maybe sharpen here and there. I've been using the oblong round end and English point actually for about 4.5 years. Now, I've been with Weaver 5, been using those in videos and in my shop. My shop's on one end, the Weaver shop is on the other end. So I kind of have to go back and forth, which, well, it's a little bit irritating because all the good tools are on my Weaver shop and all my so-so tools are in my shop. So therefore, I got to kind of work back and forth. But the point there is I jump over there for all my bevel, my edges, or my groover, my bevel, and all my punches. So I'll go to the trouble to walk over there to punch with a Master Tool. So yay, I'm glad folks are liking those. Very cool. Let's see. Oh boy, I fell behind here. Ronald Nelson, I was ready to give up on leatherwork until I found you. Well, that makes me feel great. I hope you have a great time with it. That's very cool. Make something beautiful. Absolutely. Make something beautiful and have a great time doing it. Let's see. Let's see. West G, it was funny. The same day the dog color video dropped, my in-laws, unrelatedly, wanted me to make one. I hope that's a good video. Man, it's hard for me not to decorate. Okay, on one hand, I don't want to do a garage, make my projects look like a garage sale where I've got every technique I know in one project. But it's hard to make a simple. No, it's not hard. It's easy. It's a quick video to make, but I struggle not to decorate that. But again, it's kind of more, let's get a feel for the pattern. Let's for the folks who are new, there's nothing difficult here. But for the folks that are new, if you're new at notice we use the same tools on every project. So immediately you're using the tools that you will use on every project from here on out. You'll get comfortable with those and they'll just almost be an extension of your hand. So yay, I hope that was a good video for everybody. Okay, let's see. Tim, what's the best way to put your maker's mark on chrome tan leather? There's not. What I typically do, like with my purse, I've got a little D stamp and it's drying somewhere. Anyway, it's drying. So I've got a little brass stamp I had made that's got my D on it. So I'll stamp that into the veg tan and then dye that in a color that's either contrasting or matching to the leather I'm using for the purse or bag or pouch or whatever. And then I'll rivet that on. Like on my purse, it'll go kind of on the front down towards the bottom. That's one way to go. Man, with chromes, that's a tough, they won't take a stamp. You can laser engrave, but when you laser engrave, they're not like we're going to run up to a laser engraver every time we make a project, get them to burn our logo in. But even on the chromes, it's a real sooty burn. Whereas opposed to the veg tan, it's a very nice burn. Man, I might just say maybe the best way to go is to rivet maybe a small round donut on, maybe put that on the back of where you may use a rivet or sew that in. Man, that's a tough question, and I don't really have a good answer for that one. But riveting on a cool little logo or a stamp piece made out of veg, dyed to match or contrast, that seems to be about the easiest way to go. And actually, it really makes it look professional. A lot of the big names out there will do that same thing. So see if that helps. Maybe that'll help. It's relatively easy to, maybe with some stamp tools, stamp your design, or maybe your initials. Maybe that'll help. So I wish I had a better answer for you on that. Chromes, I love them, love the colors, but I really like the veg because you can do so much with it. So, um, okay, Amy, chrome should not be laser engraved. Dangerous, very good call, very good call. Another good reason not to not to engrave the chromes. That's a good call. Thank you for bringing that up. Um, let's see, I make a tag and attach it to a D-ring. That's exactly right. You could also do that little logo. That's a good idea. I used to do that. I'd take a piece of veg with an English point, so it's kind of shaped like an English, like a castle window. And I just use one of the generic stamps, put a D in that. But yeah, a little ball chain, small ball chain will work for you on that. Good call. Very good idea. Thank you for saying that. Name me veg tans. Yeah, doesn't that burn? Don't burn veg tans burn nicely. And when you dye them, you might think that is going to erase or hide. Man, it just makes it stand out. It really does. That dye gets down into that burned area, kind of gives it a really pretty contrast. Um, let's see. Nakutu Jeremiah, Brian, do you also sell stamps that are used for designing? I'm a little short on information there on designing. Are you talking about like having your logo made, or are you talking about just simple like stamps that you can use in a combination to make a logo? I'm not sure on that, but I'd love to be able to help. Francisco Diaz, gracias, amigo, gracias. Let's see. I'm on. Oh man, Thunder's Night. Apologies if I make mistakes in typing. I'm on a phone and playing video games too. Oh, somebody please make a mistake. I've got the corner on the market here, so yes, please feel free to make mistakes. And two, I get on a ramble and forget where I was. Evidently, a lot of us do that. Um, let's see, Phil. Let's see, do you strop your that was talking too fast, right? Do you strop your stitching chisel? That's a little bit, yes. Uh, I can't say often. I will once in a while. If I'm going to jump into a big project, then yeah, I'll probably strop it. But for the most part, I don't, and that's a fail on my part because I should strop that before I start everything. Sometimes I just don't think about it. My mind's on, or we're all like that. Our mind's on the project and not on the little details. Prepping to do that, so I'll start doing that. Now that you mentioned that, I'm gonna pay a little more attention to that. Um, but good, yeah, another good point. Let's see, yeah, stamps like those you make for belts. Um, we do we don't sell the 2D and 3D stamps like the florals or the pictorials yet, but we're working on bringing in stamps and we're working hard on that. Our stamp selection is minimum. We've got some good stamps. We've got some good stamps, but we don't have a variety like I think we should have. We're on that. Weaver is on that right now, so we're working there. Give us a little bit of time. We'll get a better selection of stamps going. So let's see, Stony 327. Howdy back to you. First time on live. Thank you for joining us, Stony. Good to hear from you. And God bless right back to you, friend. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Chuck, in what project, Cardinal Moon, in what projects would you use a round dent pricking iron rather than a diamond point? I'm sorry to tell you that I'm not familiar with a round dent pricking iron, but I'll look that up. So I'm going to mark that on my notes, and I'll get back to you next week on that one. That's a good question, but also to ask these questions. Sometimes I'm not going to know the answer, but that's going to prompt me to research it and to work with it. And with a little luck, next week, I'll get a good answer back to you. I'm sorry you have to wait a week. It's nice to be able to do this as opposed to like Facebook comments or emails, because it's hard to put a lot of this into the written word. So I end up writing a 3-paragraph email, and then it takes me 45 minutes to do it, and then I'm not shooting. So this is a great way, but we've got a week's lag. But I'll do my best on that one. I'll read through every page, every comment once, like this evening. I'll go through those, mark start making marks for next week's script. So I've got some questions marked here, and I want to say hello to everybody. I'm sorry, I'm just unable to do that. Let's see. Oh, no, Stony, don't worry about it. I'm not familiar with this end of it either. Let's see. Okay, Thomas, had a sharp swivel knife. There's some good videos out there. I don't personally have one, but I believe we do have one on sharpening the swivel. I've seen some videos where a gentleman will use, I think, 8 levels of sandpaper before he ever gets to the straw. I am not that level of tooler. I'll tool and I love it. I'm happy with my outcome. You know what? That's what counts. Happy working on it, happy with the outcome. But I'm not up there with those guys. Jurgen Volbach and Tony Bernier, and Peter Main. They're my heroes. I'm not at that level, and I'm probably not ever going to be at that level, but particularly Peter Main. Wow. I can't say enough there. So if you get a chance to see some of his work, he is one of the friendliest people you have ever met. I see him. Luckily, I get to see him regularly. Up at Sheridan at the Rocky Mountain Show. One of the kindest, friendliest people you will ever meet. Let's see. Sonia B, so glad I found your channel and tips. Yay. I hope they're good tips. I'm going to do my best not to. I try to make sure every trick and tip is something it's tried and true. I've done. I had a small business for about 13 years. Where most of these come from is the fact that my product was handmade. Absolutely. I didn't sew anything. I had I don't know. I don't remember if I did any hand tooling, but I certainly did stamping and no dies. It was all done by hand. So the trick was how can I do this faster, but keep my quality? And that's probably the basis for most of my tricks and tips. And I still have, I think, for the tricks and tips, I think I have like 2 pages of them. Still, there's all kinds of cool little tricks. Some I've forgotten. So when I'm working on a project, I'll think back, oh, I remember how I did that, and I'll jot it down. Oh, it's a good trick or tip. So I'll start working on, I think, six shop tricks part 5, I think, is coming up. And also another blooper, another outtake. Working on that. We got a new cat. We talked about that last week. We're still iffy. We got some great cat names. I know we're kind of going off of leather here. Y'all, thank you. We got some great cat names. I think we're going to go with Bruce. Bruce Wayne. I'm Catman. He's jet black. Anyway, I think because I got outvoted. Yeah, I had some pretty good names, but I got outvoted, which happens a lot. Anyway, so I forgot where I was. Okay, anyway. Leather by Dragonfly. Hello, right back to you. Very cool. Simployes, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm not going to butcher your name. That would be extremely rude. But it's good. Thank you for being here. Very much so. Let's see. Sabertooth Hema. Best Leathercraft channel. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. You know what? With folks like you, it is an absolute pleasure. I will share every bit of my knowledge. I will do my best to share every bit of that. And right there, that's exactly why. What a great group of people. I might have said this last week. I try to keep notes. I'm not an administrator. It just, you know what? At this point in my life, it's not going to happen. You know what? Let's just give up on that. And that independently rich thing too. I'm starting to give up hope on that as well. Because you know what? All told, this working for a living thing, it really cuts into my day. Yeah. But so anyway, administrator, I'm not the best, but I'm trying to keep notes as to what we've talked about. And I'm not great at it. So, yeah, so if I, mention something like the deer lace, I'm certain I did that product of the week already, but I don't see it in my notes, but my notes they're not complete, right? So, yeah, well, if we do that, I apologize. But anyway, the point there, and I mentioned this, I actually remembered where I was. We could go, Zambia, Russia, Iran, Canada, any state in the U.S. We can go anywhere on this planet and immediately have friends. Leather crafters. We're just, I don't know why. Maybe we breathe too much dye or glue or so. I don't know. But leather crafters just seem to be some of the most friendly talkative, and warm people I have ever met. I look at the comments. Yeah, proven. Every comment proves that point. Uh, let's see. Mark Carey. Hey, Chuck. I watched so many of you that I feel like I know you. I wish we could meet face to face. I wish every one of us could meet face to face, sit down and have a dinner, talk. Ah, but you know what? If we ever invent the transporter, I'm going to be on that. Yeah. I don't know if that's coming yet or not. With all the UFO things going on, who knows what we're going to have here in the near future. But so I'm iffy on that point. I'm on the fence on that one. But anyway, wandering off the trail, come back from the woods, and let's talk leather. Let's see, Matthew. Hey, from Stoke in the UK. Keep up the good work. We need you in your very informative shows. Bless your heart. I'm going to do my best. So I know I keep saying that, but the comments, I want to respond to every one of these and tell you how much I appreciate your comment. Let's see. Oh, the boo. We take all of our anger out with a hammer. That's a good point. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why we're so friendly, because we use a hammer. Yeah, on a regular basis. Maybe until you hit your forehead and knuckle. I'm not going to tell you I've hit my forehead with my mallet. Yeah, let's don't go there. Anyway, okay, so anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, I tell you what. Let me jump back over here because I know I'm rolling with this. Let's see. I know I don't want to stop because I keep out of the corner of my eye. I keep seeing them move by while I'm reading this. Okay, let's see. Christopher Montgomery. This is from last week. What do you think of adding additional tooling to a piece of already dyed and painted leather? Yeah, I would. I wouldn't. I've tried this, but like say when you cut your swivel, if your die isn't, if it hasn't wicked in, then you're going to cut through the die, and you're going to have naked leather. And then when you hammer that bevel line down, you're going to expose more naked leather. If it's a thinner leather and it's struck through, you've got a good die struck through. It's probably possible. I've never tried it with a thinner leather. Never really thought about it. It's hard to say, and we can't really experiment because, well, that's the piece. So, right, let's I hate to experiment, on our final project. I can't really give you a good idea on that one. Thinner leather, it may work. Thicker, I might be hesitant to do that. You could deglaze, re-dye. That would take care of the problem. That might be headed down a difficult road. Let's see. Lorraine, do you ship to the UK? Yes, we do. But what I want to do is we're getting a lot of questions from folks outside the US. Bless your heart. Thank you. Let me look into the shipping because I'll get back to you next week. Let me put that in my homework section because I need to kind of come up to up to a better speed with the international shipping. And I know a lot of countries have import taxes and tariffs and whatnot, and we can't really do anything about that. And I wish we could. I really wish we could. But let me come up to speed on that, both with shipping and where we can go. So I'll do my best to get you a good answer on that one. Back to you next week. Let's see. Okay, I've lost the line there, but it looks like Howling Mad Murdoch. We got some information going on there. I'll come back, but don't let me step into a conversation if you're adding some help. Yes, please do. Please do help. Thank you very much. I can't seem to talk enough between notes and comments to say everything. Okay, let's see. Miss Green, what's the best thickness veg tan for a quiver? I'd say 8 to 9. It's just a good overall. It's a standard weight, kind of right in the middle there. Durable, ample tooling possibility. So I might say 8 to 9, maybe 7 to 8. I think the quiver I did for the video was a 7 to 8 ounce, and it was nice. It was fine. And then I've got another one here I did 8 to 9 ounce. I keep pointing off. Sorry, I'm going to stop doing that because that's rude. But anyway, yeah, 7 to 8, 8 to 9. But also it kind of depends on the style that you're going to use. You could go all the way down to like our deer tan cow to make a quiver. Would be gorgeous, but it'd be a soft side. So yeah, that all kinds of possibilities there. Let's see. In millimeters. Oh, bless your heart, Miss Green. Oh, 8 to 9 ounce. I can't remember. I've got a book over here. I can do so. I don't want to get up and walk out of the screen. That's rude. I don't remember the millimeters on 8 to 9 ounce. Um, should be in the video. Should be in the video. I'm doing my best to include metric along with English measurements when we show our pattern. So look back at that. Look back at that video at the pattern inset, and that might give you the millimeters. I'm sorry, I'd blurt something out and be wrong, and I don't want to do that. Okay, let's see. Wet forming. John Simpson. Wet forming tooled leather, which is best time to tool before or after wet form? That's an excellent question, and it's a tough question. It's easiest to tool flat, obviously. Saddle makers, the risers on a saddle. So you've got your horn and you've got your risers. They'll actually tool that once it's on because they have to wet form that on and stretch it tight, nail it down. So they'll actually tool that once it's on the form. Wow, is that going to be difficult? It can be done, absolutely. Okay, here's my answer. So, like on a holster, I'm going to have a bad bend there. I know I am. And even with wet forming, when I bend that over, that tooling is going to lighten badly. So typically what I'll do, let's see if that's a little easier, is I'll just make a window so that I can so I can avoid my bend. So therefore I'm not going to lose, I can tool flat, but I'm not going to lose that tooling. One more thing you can do, and this is a lot tougher, is to tool heavier as you reach your bend. If you know where that bend's going to be, tool heavier as you reach that. That's above my skill level in tooling. Stamping, little different process there. So with stamping, that might be a little bit easier. But yes, it's one of those things where there's no good answer. We can tool once it's formed, but then then we've got this whole problem of the mold that we're forming to. Is it metal or is it simply some wood? Oh, are we just bowing it around? So now we don't really have a good backing behind that to take a good stamp. So that's a tough question. No good answer. My only answer is to tool, not tool where I'm going to have a bend, make it a window so it looks like it's made that way. But even though we are avoiding the bend, it looks like it was designed that way, and it was. That's a goofy statement. So please somebody else make a mistake because I'm boiling over with mistakes here. Oh, fail of the week. Okay, so we do mistake of the week. We've started doing this mistake of the week. But I'm thinking we rename that over to crafter fail of the week. Okay, so one was forgetting how to do the Mexican basket weave edge lacing. Okay, well, that was a goof. Second one was deciding to do the edge lacing on that big piece. Put me behind. Now 48 hours. But the third one, okay, I win. Yeah, I get a hat or something. I've got my clip in my holster. Now I haven't added my antique. It just dried from the dye. So I haven't added my antique or my top coat or my strap, but I've lined it. So therefore on my clip, got my clip in there and then lined it. So my clip's within my liner, forgot to set my snaps. Really? So yeah, okay, so on my list, not helpful. I'm going to have to redo that yet again. So yeah, I know. I was talking about being, administrative. How's that for keeping really? Can I not get a new sheet of paper and keep that somewhere? No, I'm going to write it right on the pattern so I know where it is. But anyway, so another fail of the week, another crafter fail. Forgot to put my snaps in before I laid my liner in. You know what? On my gun, it's not that big a deal, but still, it's just the principle of it, right? It's just the principle that I did that. So anyway, okay, so all right, so let's move on from crafter fail of the week. Yeah, please, can somebody else put some of these in here because I'm winning this race, and it's yeah, okay, that's right. It is what it is. Okay, but if you got a good mistake, please put it in here because we can all laugh. It's not funny when it happens, but the next day or two, it starts to get funny, and eventually we can laugh at these. Let's see. Okay. Oh man, let's see. Casey Stewart, love the show, Chuck. Thank you very much. If you ever need anything professionally sharpened, you just let me know. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll do that. Um, let's see. Gandalf the White, I do that constantly. I might have missed the thread here. Um, let's see. Okay. On the longer questions, I tend to skip over those, not any personal. It's just, it takes me too long to read them. And my degree is broadcasting. And the one of the, okay, two sins in broadcasting. First off is to talk or to talk to point to something off camera because now the viewer isn't in on the conversation. That makes them feel, yeah, psychology, a lot of psychology. Um, I forgot what the other one was. Let me go back. Oh, the other sin in broadcasting is dead air. Yeah, we don't want that. Um, so therefore, it takes me a little bit longer to read the question. So 3, 4, 5 seconds of being quiet. Well, even my wife will say that. Shut up. Um, yeah, it's get me to talk about whether in the problem. The tricks get me to shut up. That's why we always go. We could go past 4. We could go into 5. Um, but anyway, uh, oh, let's see, leftover beans. I forget hardware before liner all the time. Okay, I feel better now. Thank you for putting that in there. Really, really, I got to lift. It's not like it's the first holster I'm making, right? So that makes it even worse. Oh, let's see. Oh man, the booze spilled a 4-ounce jar of pro dye on 15 sheets. 15 sheets. I'm not. Oh man, dye spill. Yeah, yeah, that'll make you question leathercraft, won't it? Yeah. Oh, here's another one that the gloves when we're dyeing, and I dip dye, so therefore I'll run my project through and maybe get a little more. Let's see. Oh, I just got an email from the boss. Let me jump over here real quick and see what. Okay, there we go. Let's see. The boss says I asked which countries we can ship to, and shipping says we can ship all over the world. Okay, that may not be as much information as I want to pass along, um, because I'd like to be able to tell you, shipping methods. What's an inexpensive shipping method? Next day obviously would be difficult, but maybe postal service, U.S. Postal. I used to ship a lot with that. So I'm gonna see if I can't get some more information on that. But as it stands, thank you, Leah. We can ship all over the world. Um, let's see, Ronald Nelson. Good question. What is the best veg tan? Wow, that's it depends on which camp you're in. Herman Oak. Wow. Herman Oak almost tools itself. You sit down with your tools and it's tooled. Um, but I find Herman Oak to be a little bit stiff. Well, now on projects where I need that, absolutely, like my quiver, holster, things where we need some good body. Herman Oak. Oh man. Okay, personally, and nothing Herman Oak. Okay, Shep, I know Shep Herman, and he is one of the kindest people you've ever met. I like the Weaver Select. That's just my favorite. I love it. I absolutely love it. So one or the other, Herman Oak or Weaver Select, those, in my opinion, are the two best tanned veg tans out there. They're gorgeous. Don't hold me to this, but when you unroll a side, it's big and I can't find a blemish. Now there might be a blemish or a range mark here. Don't hold me to that. Yeah, the boss is going to say, don't say that. But it is absolutely gorgeous leather. Okay, okay. With the company I used to work for, I remember one roll of leather we got in, and I opened this in front of a customer. I will never forget this. I cut the line, rolled it out, and there were 5 hides that probably had 5, 6, 7 bug bites per square foot. I mean, it was so bad it actually looked like it was a print, and the whole roll was like that. I roll open another; it's covered in range marks, holes in the middle of the hide that were the size of a basketball. So, yeah, I've seen that side. Um, so if you go with Weaver Select, I think you're gonna love it. Yeah, and yeah. So okay, rolling on that one. Yeah, sales pitch. Okay, sales pitch. I love Weaver stuff. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Okay, got another thread going on. Yes, y'all. You know what? I'll be forming here. Absolutely. Y'all, because we're helping each other out, we're sharing information. Very cool. That's excellent. Okay, leftover beans, Wicket and Craig. Absolutely. Beautiful hides. Good. Wicket and Craig, you're absolutely right. Um, J Van, no, we don't. Um, no, California is a tough one. We can't ship the pro dye, um, the adhesives. I love the S18 and the barge. I and I think y'all even are unable to get like the denatured alcohol out there. Okay, the only thing I can suggest there, and I've had a number of people say this, is I get it shipped to a friend in Nevada, and I go over there and visit them for a weekend and pick up my leather stuff. But on that same note, we are working on a water-based dye right now. We've got one. It works. It works. It works. But we're working on another. We're looking at some water-based dyes because you know what, you want to be a customer. We need to be able to figure out how to help you out. We're working hard on that, and oddly at Weaver, a lot of companies will say, we're working hard on that. Well, yeah, and then they hang up the phone and lean back. Weaver, my boss is the perfect example of this. I can just offhandedly say, I need something. Before the end of that day, I've got an email that tells me everything about what I need to know. And every person at Weaver is just like that. It's a great company to work for, and it's great people to work with. I honestly can't say enough. Let's see. Okay, I've lost this. Y'all keep going. Let's see if I can find another question over here. Let's see. Let's see. I think this one is just, I'd like to ask how you wet formed tooled leather. Okay, yeah, we probably discussed that one at length. But yeah, I think it's 19 pages of comments and notes from last week. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm making a project. Let's see, this is Micah Hunter. Let's see, I'm making a project out of 4 to 5 ounce leather, and I want to use grommets to strengthen my lace holes. What size grommets? Barrel length and diameter? I would say the barrel length is going to depend on the diameter. I might say a 3, maybe a 3/16. Let's get that. If you're using an 1/8 inch lace, maybe bump that up just a little bit so it moves smoothly through that hole. I don't use a lot of grommets. Or eyelets. And I should. It's just one of those things that kind of gets, left to the side. I love the look of grommets or eyelets on a belt for the size holes. That's gorgeous. The only problem is that it's a round hole. So when the buckle goes through that and it bends down, the grommet itself has to bend to the left, bend away from the buckle. So therefore, it's not going to seat easily. But also, that's going to make whatever grommet or eyelet you're using, that the most common size on your belt that you're using often, that's what I'm trying to say, that's going to come out in no time, and it's just going to look terrible. So, love the eyelets and the grommets. It's just something I don't use a lot. But you're exactly right. That will absolutely strengthen that hole, and you will have virtually no wear. I would just say, go up just a hair larger than your lace. So therefore, the lace isn't swimming around in it. I'm thinking arm guards. So your lace isn't swimming around in it, but at the same time, it's not snug. So maybe just bump up a hair above your lace width, and you should have a well-set grommet or eyelet that's going to last for years and years. Let's see. Okay, Miss Green, I'm sorry I missed your original question, and I worry about trying to back up because then I'll lose my. Not hard to do. We've met, so things like this are probably at this point not a surprise. Matt B, can't go wrong just watching all of your Chuck's videos. I hope not. I hope all the information is good for everybody. Let's see. Howling Mad Murdoch, you have to establish a Lake Tahoe connection. Now that sounds like a good idea. Spend the weekend in Lake Tahoe, pick up your leather goods. Wow, you know what? I might just meet you there. I've never been to Lake Tahoe, but I hear it is gorgeous. There's a lot of places I've never been to. Zambia. We got a comment from Zambia. I'd love to see your entire continent. Oh, and Canada. I would love to see Canada from the left to the right side and everything in between. I've heard about the Transcontinental Railway. We backpack, not a lot, much anymore. We do. That's fallen off the radar. So I've heard so much, but I want to see every inch of this whole beautiful world. And we've gotten off, but at least we didn't go to food, right? At least I'm working, we'll talk food. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. John Natoli, hello from Australia. Yes, we can ship to Australia. So sometimes the shipping costs simply can be an issue. I'm certain that shipping is on our shipping department. The guys in our shipping department are some of the friendliest folks, most professional folks you have ever seen. Kevin, Trey, all you guys, love you guys. You'll love them too if you ever talk to them. I know they're on it. It's a Weaver. It just goes without saying. But I'll get you some more information for next week. I'm going to try to get as much info as I can on shipping and ways to ship. So let's see what we can do there. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Happy Canada Day. Absolutely. Mentioned that at the beginning, but happy Canada Day, you guys. We've got July 4th coming up this weekend. So we're going to have a great day, good patriotic day, and a 3-day weekend, which never hurts the cause. Yeah. Is anybody hurting for a vacation? My wife and I have not been anywhere other than a 3-day camp out, 4-day camp out here twice, maybe. Wow, do we need a vacation? And you know what? Raise your hand if you need a vacation. With this whole thing going on, that too has kind of been pushed to the side, man. But if I'm gonna miss a Wednesday, I'll let you know well in advance, and we'll see if we can't do something. But let's see, Ronald, what do you feel is better, stitching or lacing edges? Funny you should ask. Lacing is beautiful. The time it takes to lace, and I'm always talking about, we just power through the tediousness, and we do. And I did on that. It took like 3 hours to do those 2 sides, but I powered through it. Now I look back at it. I remember on that one, I remember how much time it took, but we tend to forget that. The first time we get a compliment, we forget how much time it took to do something. But the laced edges, I've never done laced edges mainly because of the time involved. Love the look, but the problem is to me is that's going to wear. It's going to wear faster than the edge of the leather. And once it starts to wear, it'll stretch a little bit. Then we're going to have a fail, and it's going to break. And then that just makes the whole project look terrible. We can absolutely go back and relace. That creates a whole new can of worms. So I think stitching, I love a good sewn edge with that nice bright stitch. Nice, like a 1 millimeter stitch, the width of 1 millimeter, I'm just talking too fast. 1 millimeter Ritza thread. I love to use the white because it really stands out. It pops. But at the same time, I like to be able to say that's hand sewn because it looks just like a machine stitch. And it's a lot faster. So 2.5 inches a minute as opposed to 1 inch every 10 minutes or something like that. Wow, is that tedious, but wow, does it look good. I can't really tell you, it's going to wear. So I think for me, I think I like the stitch line better. Very clean, very tight, very secure. Nice, spot on, right? So that's a good one. But again, personal preference. It just falls into that category of personal preference. But also too, a step beyond that if you like the lace as opposed to the stitch, that becomes indicative of your projects or your product. So therefore, your products become recognizable to those around you, which is kind of cool. That's a kind of a cool touch. Let's see. Okay, again, I fell off the thread here, y'all. Sorry about that. But it sounds like everybody's answering everybody's questions. Thank you for the help on that one. Yeah, I don't have all the answers here, but thank you very much. Let's see. Hardware finishes for a knife. Okay, let's see. I'm trying. Nathan Lockwood. Hey, right back to you. New to the channel and love your tips. I'm a knife maker from the UK and would like to know your thoughts on what the most hard wearing finish is for a knife sheath. Either leather balm or just straight beeswax. Now, straight beeswax, I did a leather element on comparing the waterproof level of conditioners and sealants and top coats. All told, I think I like the leather balm best for resisting water. Now, a little bit got in there, but I love the leather balm. No ventilation required. We, I shouldn't. I tend to stick on one product, like the Pro Dye, the leather balm. Well, in my position, I really should be trying everything and using something different in every video. But what happens is we tend to settle on what works for us, and we stick with that. When we add in a new product here and there, if we do it on a project, we run the risk of not being happy with the project. So therefore, I tend not to do that, but really should. Really should do that. But also beeswax, the one thing that resisted water absolutely and looked great, gave me a nice finish, was just straight beeswax. So on that one, if you're a knife maker, the beeswax, that's old school, and that should work well for you. It's going to be a good resist for the water, but also it'll enrich in your dye color and give you a really nice kind of a low gloss finish. You might could polish that up to a higher gloss, but I tell you what, that worked for me. So let's see, Lacrette, thank you. I am blind, and you learned me craft. Man, that one makes me want to cry, and I'm not going to here on live, but I hope you get so much out of that. I bless your heart. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, coming back from that. Let's see. Also, there was one here. Man, I'm gonna tear up. Now I'm gonna try not to. Let's see if I can find it. No, I can't find it, but it was a comment from, I think, a gentleman in Minneapolis. And I'm sorry I can't, says in the writing, his pharmacy was burned to the ground. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. You're in our prayers. Every minute, you're in our prayers. Okay, so back over. All right, let's see. Okay, Jenny Simpson. Okay, heard that wax mixed with a quart of paraffin works well and will be sticky. Good trick. Good tip. Being in the leather craft so many years, I've heard from so many people that have all kinds of combinations that they use either mainly for like edge coats, and a lot of top coats too, and sometimes dyeing. One old school way to dye, and I've seen this, love it. No, I haven't done it yet, but if you take a piece of metal iron, and I believe it needs to be like a low carbon iron, like a rebar. Put water in a bucket, put the rebar in the bucket, and put your leather in the bucket. You're going to get a beautiful gray leather. Old school. And I mean serious old school. But I was surprised with the outcome. Now, I think it took 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks for it to get there, but it was beautiful. So if you really want to go old school, you can certainly do that. Here's a funny note. Just a funny note. Okay, so we did Blade Show, I don't know, many years ago, 8 years ago. During loadout, filled up my truck with a lot of our bins and boxes, and well, a piece of leather about 3 by maybe 10, 11 inches fell out of one of the bins. Just fell into my truck. When I unloaded, I didn't notice that it had fallen in the bin. Well, so I'm back to work, and I'm not looking in or the bed of my truck, not the bin, but the bed of my truck. I just don't look back there often if I'm just driving to and from work. That laid in, okay, so Blade Show is in June. That laid in the bed of my truck, no kidding, in Atlanta, in the sun, the heat, humidity, rain. I think I saw it in like 2 weeks, and it was starting to pick up this really pretty color. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave it in there. Let's see. Somewhere like by August, and let me tell you, August is hot in Atlanta. Sometime in the middle of August, I pulled that piece of leather out, and it was the prettiest saddle tan color I have ever seen. It was not stiff. It was flexible. Okay, I'm not going to wait 3 months to dye my leather, but just as a funny side note, That really surprised me. It was a beautiful color, perfectly consistent across the leather. Yeah, so maybe I might maybe not, mention that as a way to dye our leather, but odd fact, it was beautiful. So a possibility if you've got time, that would be a great way to go. Let's ferrous oxide. That's it. London Jacks. Thank you for that. Ferrous oxide. That's exactly right. Um, let's see. Okay, let's see. Matt V. I think I missed something. Can we just get Chuck to refer? Oh boy, what an awful job that must be. Goodness, I understand the president. My schedule is like, okay, I'm going to try to shoot a video Thursday and Friday. The president, his schedule is by the minute, from what I understand. And you ever notice how our presidents they age so fast in a 4-year term? Yeah, okay, slipped off of that, but anyway, just something I've heard. Well, but thank you for that confidence. We don't want that. Oh, you've already seen my, admin abilities. Well, let's see. Then just a better well, yeah, okay, thunderous night. Let's see. Okay, London Jacks, missed that one, but neatsfoot oil and leave it in the sun for a while gives it a good color. Light fading. Yes, light fading and oxidation. Sometimes that's a downside. In our shop, that can be a downside because some of my hides, they'll get a little light faded on the end, just, from shop lights. But you can really, that's a cool way to turn the light fading into a way to get a really pretty colored leather there. Um, oh, 406. It's already after 4. Again, feel like we've been here 10 minutes talking leather. These need to be longer. They absolutely do. I've allotted an hour, just let's go an hour. Let's see if we can do an hour. And at the beginning of these, I was thinking, what am I going to do for an hour? Am I going to sing, or when I run out of things to talk about, can I do a little dance, or, what's going to fit? Okay, well, now weeks into this, evidently that is no longer a stress point. Thank you to you for driving this. So many cool tricks and tips and thoughts and questions and comments. I'll do my, sorry, I keep saying this. I wish I could respond to every comment, but people are helping out. Okay. Yeah. Thunderous Night. Thank you for helping out. Howling Mad. Thank you for helping me out here. Some of these I can't answer. Thank you, everybody. Miss Green, for pitching in some comments, some ideas, some techniques. Great way to get good ideas. Fantastic. I'll moderate. I'll just sit here and watch. Yeah. So I'll get some good ideas out of this. Every week when I read through these, I think, well, now that's a cool comment. Or some I just have to laugh. So thank you for that. That makes going through these a whole lot of fun. Please do dance. No, we don't want to see that. Yeah. You want to talk about turning people off from the live? Yeah. Delete. So yeah, singing not my thing either. I'm a one note wonder. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Brock Jensen, I've been told to put olive oil on it and then sit it in the sun all day, then repeat as many times as you want. Yes, there's all kinds of great ways to do this. I've seen some absolutely bizarre and obscure mixtures for particularly edge coat. But you know what? It's the prettiest edge coat I have ever seen. Some of these I fear laziness might play into the whole thing, because sometimes I'm just not going to go to the trouble when actually I should. But okay, we'll leave that for another day. But nonetheless, all right, so we're going to wrap for today. Let's see. I know I just want to keep going and reading every one of these, but okay. So we'll cut it here. We'll come back next week. We'll have a whole new set of things to talk about. I'll see what craft fail I can come up with next week. I'm sure that's not going to be hard. I'll try to keep it to one. How about that? But also, too, anybody else got a good craft or fail, drop it in. Make me feel better, because I feel like I'm the only one making mistakes here. But anyway, everyone in the U.S., I hope everybody has a great 4th of July weekend. Canada, happy Canada Day. For the rest of the world, it is my honor that you've taken the time to comment. And you know what's funny? Somebody just showed up. The new kitty just showed up. I thought the door was locked, but let's see if we can get this little guy over here. Well, I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to walk out of the frame for just a second. Hey, buddy, what's your... Oh, that's my man. There's my little buddy. Okay, so this little guy he just showed up. We went camping 2 weeks ago, and we came home, and he's under the car just making noise. And he has been a real gift to our home. Our dog and our other cat, well, our cat's not happy about it. She, her opinion is, well, if you don't feed it, it's not going to stay. But anyway, so this is Bruce Wayne. For now, yeah, I got voted. He's a happy little guy. Yeah, it looks like he just woke up from one of his 4-hour naps. So, yeah, I'm glad he wasn't in here because, man, my feet have taken a beating from this little guy. But he's playful and happy and healthy and seems to be a good little kitty, and he seems to be fitting in. Bruce Wayne Catman. I'm Catman. That's exactly right. So the kitty, I know once the cat comes in, Leathercraft goes out the window. So anyway, so that's Bruce, and he's the new mascot for the shop. Let's see. Happy birthday, Thomas Baker. Happy birthday, USA and TB. No, bring him back. The problem is I'm here by myself. So once he lets go onto my ankles, I'm gonna have a real hard time concentrating on all of this. So, but he seems to be happy and healthy. We'll bring him back. I'm sure he'll be in the outtakes video. But let's see, you guys, everybody, thank you so much for taking the time. It's an absolute pleasure on this end, and I hope it is on that end. Take a little time, step away from the craziness, talk some leather with some good friends. It's funny, I actually wrote a note down. I feel like I get to once a week sit down with all of my friends and get to talk. And it's on one side, it feels like I'm doing all the talking. Well, but I'm not, y'all. Thank you for each and every comment. Thank you for every great question. Thank you everybody that's helped others out. Thank you from them through me. Thanks for the great tips, great tricks. See, I don't want to leave. I want to keep talking. London Jacks, you have a great week as well. Chris Parsley, thank you so much for commenting, for watching. Emma, thank you right back. Let's see, Wes G, my dog adopted a cat. Very cool. Y'all, it's an absolute pleasure. You have no idea. I hope everybody has a great week, a great weekend. We will be back next Wednesday at 3, or as my watch says, 9:53, on time as usual. But so spot on. Y'all, thank you so very much. And I keep forgetting to say this on the videos. Everybody, good luck with your projects. We'll see you next week. Have a good week and a good weekend, y'all. Bye.